everybody, and thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come listen to what I have to say. Tonight, what I'm going to say is something that's really important to me, I hold really dear. I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a heavy episode, but it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that's extremely important to me, and it's something that I want to make sure that I can at least put words of advice out into the universe about and hope they are accepted, because you deserve better than to be harmed and treated badly by someone that is supposed to love you. And this episode is going to be about domestic violence. It's, like I said, it's a hard subject, but this is something really serious and something that you don't have to feel bad about. Me personally, my son's dad and I were together about 3 years. In the 3 years we were together, whenever I got pregnant, things were bad for at least the last year, maybe the last two. And anyway, so we got back together. I moved to a different state with him. We ended up having a baby, and when I was pregnant, some really bad shit went down. He tried to kill me when I was 37 weeks pregnant. He put a blanket on the ground. He got a knife out and told me to lay on the blanket and said he was going to cut the baby out of my stomach. And at first, I thought he was joking. Not really joking. I knew he wasn't joking, but I didn't think he was serious. But then, when it came down to it, I really thought it was going to happen. I was crying, begging him not to do that. It was, excuse my language, it was really messed up. What's even more messed up about that is I did not leave him. That same night, he had he tried to OD on a whole bunch of Tylenol and Prozac and all this stuff. And I made him puke it all up. This was before he tried to do that. I made him puke it all up, and what I thought, which was naive, but I thought it was a bad reaction to the Prozac he was taking, because it was a new medication, and it was kind of messing with him, I will say that, but I dismissed that, and I stayed with him after that. And a lot of bad things happened from the time we were together until the time I finally had the cops called on him, got a restraining order, and got full custody of my son. A lot of bad things happened. So it does happen to the best of us. What I will say now, I don't feel like a victim. Now that I'm not in the situation and stuff, and even when I was in the situation, I knew I was doing it to myself. But I felt like my love was so strong for him, and I wanted us to be a family, and I just hoped things could work, just like a lot of you watching this probably feel right now. And you want to hope, you want to believe the words. They say so many words, and they're such beautiful words. But then the actions they show, they just shit on those words. It's all talk. And, I'm still not perfect, I will say that. But I will say I've been single for 3 years now. I've been with people, but I've been single for 3 years. And that's because I don't feel like a victim, but I am so high on a scale of what I expect and deserve now. And until someone meets those expectations on every single level, I refuse to settle. So I've done a lot of dating. I just haven't found the right person, and that's okay, because now I love to be with myself. I'm happy to be by myself. And when you know your worth, that really helps get out of those situations. But it's hard when you're in them because the love is so strong. And I understand that, and I want to talk to you guys about an app real quick. So, in one of the situations I was at in another state that I lived with my son's dad, and my son, we all lived together in another state. We moved from the state we were in, And I was scared for my safety. I did a lot. I shouldn't have stayed. I truly shouldn't have. I was very scared for my safety all the time. But I was also, it was a long, complicated story. But anyways, I had this app on my phone, and it was called Noonlight. Noonlight, feel protected 24/7. With this app, Noonlight, I swear, like, I'm not making any money saying this. I'm just saying because it helped me so much. There was one time that he tried to do something. I don't even remember what, because there were so many messed up things. I shouldn't laugh about it, but you know, what else are you gonna do? It's in the past. It's part of my story, but it's not a part of who I am now. It's part of what's made me who I am, which is a queen. And you know, you girls should feel that way too, and you guys should feel like kings. Treat yourselves that way too. That's really important. But until you get there, that's okay, because you know, we're all a work in progress, and I've been there. I went back so many times. Even to this day, let me tell you, even to this day, it's sometimes hard for me. Let me get back to that. This app, all you do, like if you really feel like you're in danger, like you just hold down this button, and as soon as you let the button go, if you don't type in a code or something, it'll call the cops automatically. And nobody know, you know, you don't tell anybody the code or even let them know there is one. Like, it's kind of a hidden thing. And there was a time whenever that possibly saved my life. I mean, it definitely saved a lot of abuse from happening that night, at least. So yeah, that's a really good app to know about. It's definitely worth looking into if you're in that situation and you're not getting out. But I hope that you do, and I really hope you at least consider it. There are also really good resources for domestic violence survivors and also their children. So I went through 2 different places with the domestic violence thing. The first one, they paid for me to stay at a hotel. This is in the first state, whenever I had my kid. They paid for me to stay at a hotel and stuff, and like hid me and had me like fill out all these goals and help me make sure I had meals. They completely took care of my son and I. They completely took care of us, and I have so much gratitude towards that. You know, one day whenever I have more money, I definitely want to donate to these causes, but I at least want you guys to know that they're out there, because they helped me so much. There's no other way. I mean, you know, there's always a way, but I was safe. I was protected. I was given free therapy to help me try to work through what was going on in my head. They did so much for me. And all I had to do was reach out to them. And so I really, really appreciated that. And then the second place, it was in a different state with my son and I, and they actually helped me get an apartment. They paid for, I think it was the first 2 months of my apartment, and then I told them about my court and stuff to get my permanent restraining order, and they were actually giving me a whole bunch of advice and like really good legal consultation, and like they even gave me an option to get clothes. They gave me like a $200 voucher to the thrift store, and I bought so much stuff, everything for my house, and then they gave me all those clothes. I was able to try on whatever I wanted. They were all so kind to me and so uplifting, and they were really supportive. And being in that situation as a single mom with a little bitty baby, I'm talking anywhere from 2 months old the first time to 9 months old the second time. And anyways, I have so much gratitude towards those places, and I'm so thankful things like that exist. There are good humans out there, and they do want to help you. Okay. So yeah, but those were really good places to know about. I'm so thankful and grateful, and the one at the first state actually helped me get a lawyer too. A lawyer and a guardian ad litem. I will say that they were not very good lawyers. They were actually horrible lawyers, but it's okay. I figured it out. I still ended up in full custody of my son. I will say that I have reached out to his dad. Our restraining order just ended, and I have reached out to him, and he is trying to make an effort to be in my son's life. And I am letting him be to an extent, but he does live in another state, thankfully. So whenever he's came to town, I've just let him visit. And he, he's been like giving me some money and stuff, which has been really nice and helpful because I've just done it all on my own this whole time. And he would have helped. It's not that he wouldn't. I just felt like it wasn't right. Even to this day, I still really love and care about that dude. And I know that he does me too. And it's actually a problem that I'm trying to work through. And now it's just, I made a promise to myself. I made a promise to myself years ago. You will never do that to yourself again. You will never go through that again. You are a queen. You are a queen. Do not do that to yourself. Never fuck that. Never have sex with that guy again. He is bad. And so that's really what's changed in my brain is instead of listening to the devil on my shoulder like I used to do about all the things that I used to do about, especially about him and going back to him because it was a vicious cycle. I was always going back. Instead of listening to that, I listened to the good little JJ, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. It feels good to do good things. It feels good to have what I have. I'm happy in life. I'm so full. I'm so fulfilled myself, and I'm so thankful and grateful and humble for everything. Why would I do that? If I did that, that would literally make my life downward spiral into chaos and be all consumed. And I'm so thankful I have so much now, I have my son. He's safe and loved. I have my home. I have my car. I have my dog. I have my cat. I have anything, I have everything I want. I have all my plants, my plant babies everywhere. I'm just so thankful. Why would I throw that away to listen to the horny little devil on my shoulder or the little lovesick from the past devil on my shoulder? I just have to tell myself that. You have to rewire your brain. Whenever you want to go back, when you miss them sick, when you're lovesick thinking about them because of the most amazing, best times you ever had. I mean, my son's dad was the best, like, my best friend, He was what I felt like the love of my life. We were so connected, and we just are on a weird, deep level. But at the same time, someone cannot treat you that way and it be acceptable. That's just not okay. And so, at this point, we're trying to do the co-parenting thing, and I do hope that works out. We're just going to have to see how that plays out, but I'm tired of letting fear run my life. So we're just going with the flow. But anyways, yeah, just, you have to rewire your brain. Whenever you think about how much you miss and love them and stuff, and you're listening to that one, oh, I loved him so much, he was so great, and we had so much fun, he had such a nice DICK, and then you gotta listen to Little Angel. Instead of just sitting here in your feels about it, oh, this was great, you gotta be like, you're doing so good right now in life, or you could be doing so good in life right now. All you have to do is take the step in the right direction, or you've already taken the step in the right direction. You're killing it. You're doing great. Don't give up now. Just keep going. Keep climbing up the hill. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to rewire your brain. Instead of getting lost in that train of thought, you literally go, no. And then you go to this side. Listen to it. If you want to talk to yourself like that, if you want to think in your head like we all do, go to the other side whenever it's in a bad spot. Just trust me. You will grow and learn and just love yourself so much more, because eventually it won't be like a hard thing to say no anymore to this one. It'll be so easy to say no to the bad, and whenever you do say yes to it, you feel guilty as hell. I mean, and especially, you just gotta hold your standards high. You are a beautiful creature You're a beautiful human being, and you should be thankful to be here. I know everybody's been through their own thing. We all have our own stories, but the biggest thing is to never play victim. It's time to grow. It's time to live your best life, because if you're not living it right now, you can start at any time. It takes a step in the right direction, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, but literally all you have to do is start and continue. Start listening to this side. Start saying no to this side. And I hope you're able to do that in this toxic relationship you're in. And if you're not, I hope you're at least able to think about it and start considering it. That in itself, even thinking about it and considering it is a step in the right direction. I promise you, there's so many times I thought about it and considered it before I actually called those places, before I actually did it, before I called the cops. So many times, I get it. And it's okay, because you are loved. You have people that care about you. Even if you're like me and nobody knew about it, because I didn't tell a single soul. Nobody knew. Even if you're like that, you are loved and you are cared about. I love you and care about you, and so does the universe. If you have kids, please consider them. Please consider their safety. If it's not safe for you to leave, then please call the cops when they're not there and you have the children, and then pack your things and go. That's what I had to do. I had to wait until he left, and then I had to call the cops so I could get all my stuff and go to that shelter. So, just wait until the time is right if you have to, but please be safe. You have people that care about you, and there's people that care about your kids, and they also don't deserve to see all those things and go through those things. So yeah, I just want you to know that you have options, and you don't have to feel stuck. My biggest thing with making these videos is I don't want anybody to feel stuck. I want to help you get unstuck, because I know what it's like to be stuck. I felt stuck. It's a bad feeling. It's a scary feeling. But just remember, you're not alone. You've got this. You are loved. And you can be a better person. You can have a life all to yourself. You can have a life like mine if you want. You can have something even more extravagant. You can really have whatever you want. If you change your situation, if you throw away the old and safely get out of the situation, because that's the biggest thing, is your safety right now. Safely get out of the situation. And once you do that, you can build your own empire. It feels good to be queen. It really does. I am so thankful. And what I did, I worked my ass off. I made myself a promise I wouldn't go back to that dude. I didn't. I've stayed single, and I've worked on myself. I've worked on my expectations, and my life is really great. I can't say that bad things haven't happened and stuff. And you never know what the future holds, but I'm so thankful for everything I have in this present moment, here and now. And I just hope that you all find your love and your light. If you haven't yet, I hope that you find your love and your light. And there are resources for you. The last thing I want to touch on is that having mace or maybe some other weapon hidden in your house if you live together is a really good idea as a safety precaution just in case. But the biggest thing is, if you do that, is that you don't put it somewhere that they're going to find it, because if they do, they're going to be very, very upset about it. I had that happen. They found it, and so just don't let that happen. But if you can safely hide an object somewhere where you're sure they won't find it, to protect yourself with, it's definitely not a bad idea. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good night. I'm wishing you so much love, so much light, so much safety. I really want good things for you guys. I really do. That's all I want for everyone in the world, is just good things. And nobody deserves to be belittled. Nobody deserves to be talked down to, disrespected. You don't deserve that. You're better than that, and you deserve better than that. I believe in you. I hope that you believe in yourself too. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Much love.